Welcome to How to Find Your Right Career and Have the Freedom and Success You Have Always Wanted. My name is Lee Eichenbaum, and this is Bernard Percy.
This is Bernard Percy. Hello, everyone. What do we have? We have something for you. What that is to help find a solution to the problem so many people have. What do I really want to do for my career? What's the right career that gives me a sense of focused, productive, and happy life? And what we have is information to help you understand how you can do and succeed with that. One of the things we've discovered that have been missing from the life of so many people in trying to make a decision is they don't understand what the three key success factors are they must know about themselves. Because when you know those things, now you're able to make a decision. What it is you really want to do? It's like there's a chart that shows you 4 different possible places to be. There's A, B, C, and D. A is where we are right now. But we all want to get to B. B is that ideal career, that ideal education path that we love, that we know it's so right for us. But we hit barriers. We don't know what they are. Okay, we don't even know what our ideal scene is at B. And so what happens? You're not getting to the ideal, then you go to C. What's C? It's okay. The things I like about what I'm doing, it could be, the job is okay, the people are right, the money's okay, but it's not B. Not, this is what I want. Well, we want to help you understand what your B is, so you're not going to C. And many people, even they're not getting to C, they end up at D. And D is, why am I doing what I'm doing? Because they don't understand what to look for and how they can find the right answers to the question, what is the right career choice for me that helps me be productive and winning and successful in life? Lee has a great question that he asks.
What do you do for a living? If you're not excited about that, about what you're doing, if you don't go, this is what I do. I'm a chiropractor, I'm a lawyer, I'm a doctor, I'm a teacher, I'm a soccer coach, I love what I do, I work with the kids, then maybe there's something more. Maybe there is this concept of how do I figure out what is the right career for me so I have the freedom and success I've always wanted. One of the barriers that people have, like the problems they have when we talk about careers, and there's no reason for anyone to have these problems, is unhappiness, being unsatisfied, not fulfilled. Sometimes they have doubts. I'm not sure if I should do this or should do that. That's what we're going to cover in this webinar today. We're going to help you find your right career path. How do you do it? We're going to tell you how you actually do that.
One of the things I really love is looking forward to getting to work on Monday. Yes! Imagine what it's like waking up on Monday and going, all right, I'm really looking forward to going to school, going to work, and really having a genuine enthusiasm for what you're doing as opposed to, all right, it's Monday, I can't wait till Friday kind of a thing. Okay? What about having no problems but challenges? You see, it's a different concept. We want you to have the right challenge. And when you understand these 3 key success factors, you know what the right challenges are for you. Challenge that will help you thrive and win and succeed in life. Can you imagine having no problems but having the right challenge? Do you want, really think about it. Do you want to go confidently in the direction of your dreams and live the life you imagine? Wouldn't you like to know what those dreams are if you don't quite know what the dreams are? Okay, and then really go confidently because you have an understanding of these 3 key success factors, which we'll go over in a few moments, that you can achieve the success and the happiness that you want and overcome the challenges that you will have to face and confront. So do you want to go confidently in the direction of your dreams and live the life you imagine? Stick around and here we go. So what are the 3 key success factors that we've been alluding to and talking about? And here's a picture that shows you the 3 of them. They're talents, personality, and purposes. See, so many people think, do what you love to do and you'll never work a day in your life. Well, I love to sing. But if you heard me sing, you'll say, Bernard, choose a different career. Why? Because I don't have the talent to be successful to that. Okay? So it's not just loving what you do, do you have the talent to be successful at what you do? But even then, there's another factor to consider, and that's purpose. And by the way, in our training and the programs that we do, we go over these in much more detail. And later on, we're going to go over one of these factors with you so you can experience what it's like to do the program. And so then you have purpose. What is it that motivates you? I showed you the picture of Daniel Patrick, who became the fashion designer. Only when he fully understood his real purpose, that's when he realized, I'm not going to be a rugby player. I want to be a fashion designer. See, that purpose is what inspires and helps drive him, that impels him to be successful. Now, he already loved fashion, and he had a talent for creativity and design and so on. But he never quite put it together until he understood what his real purpose was, and he realized it's really to be a fashion designer, not to be a rugby player. It's a wonderful success story.
Yep. One thing that's very interesting is that when we have our seminars and when we talk to people, the people have heard of two of them. They've heard of talents, they've heard of personality. Very, very few people have ever really explored their area of purpose. We call it the statement of purpose. All right. The key is, if you look at this photo here, what we have is a picture of a very weak foundation. So this building toppled over, whether it was from an earthquake, from wind, from the earth basically, getting saturated, whatever reason, it toppled over. And you can see there's no foundation. That's exactly what happens to people when they don't have all three of those factors, all three of those key points nailed down. So what you want to do is you want to make sure you have all three of them, and that's how you determine your actual future and your career. So
I just want to say, and it's the alignment of all three. It's like if you look at those three circles we had previously, if we go back to that, slide, you see the ideal path for you is that one that aligns your talent, personality, and purposes right there in the center. Not just purpose, not just talent, and not just personality. It's what is it that aligns. Now you have the strong foundation. Okay?
Perfect. So, again, we have this foundation, and if you don't have a strong foundation, that building is what happens to people's life. And we just got an email a couple of days ago from a 70-year-old who basically said, well, I'm 70 years old. Now what do I do? I still haven't figured out what I want to do with the rest of my life. So, don't wait until you're 70. And the next part is, this is actually an image of the tallest building in the world, which is in Dubai. And if you look at the picture on the left, it basically shows a three-dimensional diagram of the foundation. Now, there's, I think, something like 200 pilings that go down 200 feet each, and that creates the foundation. The center is obviously the structure. The right is the actual true foundation that was built. This building would never stand unless it had an amazingly strong foundation. And the way they built the largest building was with 3 points. And that's exactly what we want you to think of when we're talking about these 3 key factors to success. So these are the 3 things you must know about yourself so that you can have that foundation and then choose the right career.
What I'd like to do now is give you a little more information about these 3 key success factors of talent, personality, and purposes. And then stay with us, because I'm going to actually have you do a drill where you will start applying some of these things to yourself to get some realization, ideally, about one of these 3 factors. So let's take a look at what the definition of talent is. A talent is the natural ability to do things well that can be developed into a greater skill. Now, there are 3 reasons I've discovered why people don't know their talents. 1, they say in order to be talented, you have to be a great athlete or a great artist of some kind. Correctly?
Yeah, I can tell that story. You want me to tell that story?
Tell a story.
Okay, so basically, like I said, Bernard, we're in St. Louis, and Bernard is doing this program, and I'm there with my wife, and he says, okay, so I want you to go over and work with your partner there, and write down your talents. These are the things that you're naturally good at. And that's what I got, that I was naturally good at. And I said to my wife, Jane, I said, hey, I'd rather talk about our son, Eric, because he's really talented. And my wife, being very smart, raises her hand, and Bernard comes over, and my wife says, Lee says he's not talented. He has no talents. And Bernard, in his infinite wisdom, says, well, what's your understanding of it? And I said, well, it's simple. Talents are things that are in music, and artists have them, and the superior athletes have them. And I don't have any of those, so I have no talents. So Bernard basically went over the definition yet again and then said, so what are you good at? And, I'm an engineer, and I was at that time an award-winning engineer. I had some lighting designs, and I really found that and this was really cool for me because I really never saw that I had any really great abilities, but I started looking at, what am I good at? And it was a very, very pleasant surprise.
And trust me, Lee has numerous talents well beyond that, okay? And so a lot of people think I'm not a great athlete, a great artist, I have no talent. But that's only two kinds of areas of talent, okay? The second reason why people don't really know their talents is they go, well, I'm kind of good at it. I do something well, but I'm not as good as a really top person, as a great athlete or a great artist, so that I mustn't have any talent. But the definition of talent is a natural ability to do things well that can be developed into a greater skill. What do you do well? And the third and most common reason is that what you do easily and naturally you don't even consider to be a talent. It's just, you don't even think about it being a talent. I worked with one young man who I said, Michael, what? Tell me about your talents. What are you good at? He says, I don't have any. Not an unusual answer. I would say 40 to 50% of the people I work with tell me they don't have talents or don't know what their talents are because they never really understood how to look for it. I said, okay, Michael, what are you good at? Well, I'm good at video games, but I don't have any talent. Well, if you're good at playing video games, you got to have some talent, right? I said, Michael, what talents help you to be good at playing video games? And he goes, well, I have quick reaction time and good eye-hand coordination. Great. What else? And he thinks, and all of a sudden he takes a deep breath. That's right. I can predict what's going to happen before it happens. I observed the game so well. I remember what happened earlier. I see the same things happening now, and I know what's going to happen next, so I'm ready for it. I said, Michael, the ability to predict what's going to happen before it happens, is that a talent? Yeah. His whole world opened up to him. He started looking at all the things he does easily and naturally that never even considered to be a talent. We're going to do a drill later on to help have you look at your talents. Now let's go over the two other factors briefly. Personality. Personality is your attitude, your viewpoint, what interests you. An interest is what you choose to focus your attention on. Okay, what's your point of view about things? What do you value? Okay, what do you love? The emotions that you feel. What are the social roles? Like when you're with a group, are you the leader? Are you the organizer? These are different things to look at. And what are these personality traits that endure over long periods of time? Okay, certain people are more quiet and they're the follower. Other people are more aggressive. Maybe they're a pioneer. So you have to really understand what your personality traits are. And again, we've developed a unique set of questions to help you understand more about your talents and about your personality traits. Okay, and these unique set of questions are just something we're very proud of that we developed. That I don't know of any other organization or group that helps people understand themselves from these questions. And the last part of the 3 success factors is purpose. Now, the definition we use for purpose is the reason for which something is done, exists, or is made. What's the reason for it? So if I ask somebody, they say, I'm a teacher, that's my purpose. Well, that's not a statement of purpose that goes along with our definition. That's a job title. I love to be, I'm a teacher. That's a title. But what's the reason? To motivate and inspire children. To help children to pursue knowledge, not have knowledge pursue them. It's the reason why we do something. And when you understand these 3 factors of talent, your inherent personality, it's who you are. That's something that when people see you 3 years from today, they know there'll be certain traits they can count on. For example, they know I love to hug. I'm a hugger, okay? Lee, I see Lee, I hug him. He hugs me. He's a hugger too. Okay,
not as much as you are.
No, but I'm definitely a super hugger. Okay,
he really is.
And 3 years from today, when they see me coming into the room, they go, "Oh God, here he is! Get ready for a hug." Okay, that's my inherent personality. That's who I am. That kind of warmth and so on, and acceptance of people. And And so when you have an understanding of your talent, personality, and purposes, now you can make the decision. What's the right path? Let's see if we can help you come up with some talents. Okay? And let me explain the definition again. Talent is a natural ability to do things well that can be developed into a greater skill. Now, what do you do well? Maybe you're good at brushing your teeth. Well, that's a talent, okay? You know how to brush your teeth, the up and down motion, and other things. It's an ability to do something well. Now, it may not be an important talent in terms of your career choice unless you want to be a model who models toothbrushes, okay? And then you got to demonstrate that ability, okay? So what is it that you do well? Because when you find what it is that you're good at, what you do well, then you say, what talents help you to do those things well? Okay. Somebody says, I'm good at communicating. Great. That's a talent. But what talents help you to be a good communicator? The ability to listen, the ability to express myself clearly, the ability to really understand people and understand what their reality is, to get my communication across to them so they understand and duplicate what it is that I'm telling them. See, what are the things that you do well? And look for the obvious things. It doesn't have to be something esoteric and something that you feel you're unique. You know, I'm not unique in being a really good communicator. I have a real talent for that. There are many, many people all over the world that have that talent. But I know for the career that I've chosen, if I'm not a good communicator, I'm not going to have the success that I want. So let's take a look at what is it that you do well. Okay, what is it that you really are good at? Take a look at that. And now, what talents help you to do that, help you to be good at that? It could be as simple as communicating. Some other people are good at organizing things. Okay, some people are really good at creating a safe environment for people to really, feel free to be themselves. Some people are very creative and innovative. They come up with ideas. Artists are creative and innovators. Businessmen are logical. They can analyze things and situations and things like that. So what I'd like you to do is take a few moments and really take a look at 3 talents that you have. That's all, just 3. Now imagine sitting down and spending a half hour, 40 minutes, an hour, really looking at all those talents that you, not all the talents, but main talents that you have. Now, one last thing I want to emphasize. We could spend days and days going over all your talents. Brushing your teeth is a talent. Putting a fork in your mouth correctly is a talent. It may not be important. But what we've discovered, there are main talents that you've been willing and able to demonstrate, that you've been willing to develop. I could be a great auto mechanic. I'm smart. I can analyze things. I can use tools and so on. But don't ask me to fix your car. That's not a talent I've been willing and able to develop. But to communicate to others, to help educate others, to help them get key concepts are talents. So what I'd like you to do is take a few moments and see if you can come up with 3 to 5 talents, knowing that when you do the program, you'll find many more talents. And understanding these talents are important because when you make a choice for your career, do you have that ability?